All Western therapies jock Eastern Guruism. All right. So let me merge Western thought and Guruism together for a second. So you have the earth. The earth is a cell in the body of Allah. You are you and the mind. Let's say this. The body is an electron inside of the atom called the mind. Your body that you have is an electron inside of the body called the reality of your personal reality, which is just an atom inside of the cell called Earth. Earth, once again, is a cell inside of the body of Allah. When you have a universe, a galaxy, a solar system, all you have is parts of an organ. And then, when you have a whole dimension, now you have an organ or so in the body of Allah. Okay? So, when understanding what self is, true self is Allah, because I haven't mentioned actual self yet. I said your body, the mind you live in, and such. So, true self in the body of God or Allah is Allah, is God. All right, so you have consciousness that it is tethering you, which is pretty much supreme mind, super supreme mind. Most people only think with their lower mind. A fraction of people think with their, conscious mind. And then a very small fraction of that thinks with their superconscious mind. So you have consciousness tethering you to self. Self is the whole body of Allah and God. So consciousness, supreme consciousness, superconsciousness will allow you to take the mind and utilize all that you see in the mind with the body and connect you to the whole body. Connect the whole earth, you as the earth. Because again, the earth is made up of all the atoms that you call the mind. You as the earth get to connect to the supreme consciousness, which will allow you to, become what we call extraterrestrial and go outside of just this cell or just this earth and enter into experiencing the whole body of Allah. And now you have holographic universe, parallel universe, and in actuality, it's really all unified, because just like a cell inside of a body is in communication with the whole body, this earth is in communication with all the dimensions, all the galaxies, all the cosmoses, in the mind that the body of Allah is living in as well. So Allah's body, God's body, Elion El's body, Anu's body is inside of a mind as well. So that body is also an electron with inside of a atom on that macro level. Right? And when we say Allah, we think arm, leg, arm, head. All right? So that we know that it's a body that is that. That's how we are made in the likeness. Because Allah, God, is living inside of a mind as well. and is also living inside of a body. So Allah's consciousness, Allah's true self, is also connected to your true self. And so when you connect outside of just consciousness and mind, and you get to be in the phase of being the observer, the witness, the alertness, the awareness, you can connect to Allah's observer, witness, awareness, self as well. All right. And that's where Western psychology jocks all of its information from, yet gives no reverence to the truth of merging it all. Western psychology will have the mind just fighting, the lower mind fights the lower mind. It sometimes will fight the upgraded mind, but it's still just mind versus mind, and it doesn't have anything to do with self. And what we really want and yearn for in life is a connection to self. Self-realization. Know thyself. That's what everybody wants. So there you go, the full breakdown of you just being an electron within inside of an atom, which is your mind, which is inside. And when I say the mind, I'm talking about everything that's outside of the body is all just a part of that atom. Everything that you can see as far as you look, because that's actually only happening within the wiring within inside of the brain. So everything that you see from outside of you is actually just a part of that atom. And that atom is just a part of that cell called Earth. So atoms get together and they form an agreement saying, hey, yeah, we're on Earth. All right. So now you get Western science-based psychology mixing it with all of Eastern understanding. So Western outerstanding meets Eastern understanding. All right. You need both. You need both because now you have science, religion. Now you see that that's what spirituality really is. Science mixed with religion equals spirituality. And you can tap into self as the foundation, because Lord knows that we need foundation for anything when it comes to spirituality, because there's so much science and there's so much religion to distract you from the merging of them two, so that you can actually have a foundation of knowing thyself, of self-realization, which is practically the most important thing, because that is what unifies. That's what's already unified. And what cancer is, and cancer on earth and cancer in your body and your mind, is that you don't know what self is. You don't know that self is already unified. You don't know that self has its nature already good. Like you're already on a cell inside of a body. Like there's so much bigger intelligence than just Earth. And then as an electron with this body, and as an atom inside of that cell, you can tap into the whole body. And you can also tap into the whole mind of that whole body as well. Inside of the body of arm, leg, arm, head, Elyon, El, the Most High, God, Anu, however you like to see it from the Western point of view. And, it's the same thing as tapping into the Immaculate Tao and, Dhamma and Ananda, Satchitananda. And so you're able to see that the Eastern religions and the Western religions and the Western science and the Eastern science really does a number on themselves to create a foundation for spirituality. Without that foundation for spirituality, you won't actually ever get to what you're yearning for with your spiritual yearnings, which is $1 trillion industry that everybody's banking off of. Philosophy, psychology, it's all $1 trillion industry. More than that, really. But trillions of dollars go into making sure that you don't know the truth about what's going on, and you can be at peace with what's going on, because then there's no need for any more money at that point, because you recognize that you're the electron that's powering the whole atom. All right, you recognize that without you being the observer of this atom, the atom doesn't exist, so that the cell doesn't exist, so that the whole body of Allah doesn't exist. And so, since you are the preserver, the true self is the preserver, all this can actually exist. You are the witnesser, you are the observer, the preserver, the projector of all this. Without you, none of it would ever exist. But since you are perceiving this, you're perceiving the mind, you're perceiving the body. Since you are perceiving the consciousness of reality, it does exist. So that's how you tether yourself to be in Allah. You tether yourself to be in God. And you can share that foundation rather than just telling somebody that you're God. You can share that foundation. You know, all the Moors say that we're Els. But now you can actually share the foundation of what this world really is from all aspects of the world, and say, hey, this is just the foundation, so that if you do want to upgrade your electron, your body, and you do want to upgrade your atom, the manifestation of mind, to its superior self, you now have a solid foundation that goes with all things. And then, you know, it's up to you to become an earthly immortal, a heavenly immortal, you know, a spiritual immortal, if that's what you so choose to do. It's up to you at that point. Because you have the foundation now, every single meditation, when you go into that foundation, it waters that foundation, so that the seed of spiritual realization, spiritual growth, because meditation is supposed to flourish into lucid dreaming, not only in your waking state, but also your sleep state and your dreaming state. You're supposed to be lucid. When the seed grows into the whole tree, the super mind, the superior mind, the superior consciousness that you get to live through. And because pretty much as you remember self, you water the truth of creativity, intelligence, which is what Elyon El, God, Allah, Anu really is. You get to water that. The Tao flows through all things at that point and waters it with more intelligence and creativity. So this is the sauce of the foundations of your reality. And if you don't have this strong in remembrance, i.e. memory of mind, everything around you, and body, everything inside of the body, then your science and your religion are both dogmatically misaligned, not structured. And so as you water with remembrance this foundation, you pretty much are sinking creativity and intelligence into the memory of what life is. All right? Remember the rays of the sun and its true creative divine spark that allows you to move around and experience and teach and meditate with a sense of growing the human plant. That's what this is. The hue, the light, hue, body, mind, man. Okay, so man is mind, and mind is both body and mind, technically. And so light body, light mind. You get to grow the human plant, all right, on a plant net that you live in, all right? A mind within living in a mind, a plant living within an ecosystem, all right? You get to water that daily with your tribal support from what you would call a guru, sage, a mystic, and whatnot, that is just one that has meditated enough to have this foundation down packed, knowing, understanding, and understanding. Praises and cheers.